I can't think of anybody on the face of the planet that I admire or love more than them. And, I really do miss them. I, in all seriousness, have talked to my wife about, actually moving back to Finland, just to be around them again, if I ever had that opportunity in my career. A lot of the stereotypes you'll hear are true. They tend to be a little cold, and they tend to be a little bit reserved, but it's only up front. When you really get to know them, they just are incredible. Finland and the Finnish people will always have a very, very special place in my heart.
I love the Finnish people. They are so genuine and so friendly. At first, they might seem hard to get across because with their culture, they have a type of outer shell in the sense that they aren't like us Americans where we will just go up and talk to anyone and everyone about anything. And in Finland, they more stay to themselves. And they have lots of close friends, but they won't go out of their way to meet someone new. They might seem a little bit cold in some sense, but they're not. They're the most trustworthy people I know. And when they let you in, you're in for a long time. And they will trust you, and you can trust them with anything. And so that's one of the main reasons why I love the Finns, is just because they're so trustworthy and loyal. Another reason is they love to help people. I remember we would get lost so many times because just maps in general, sometimes we just didn't know which street we were supposed to take or what was going on. And people that we didn't know, random people, sometimes they would be running. Sometimes they would just be walking on the street. Sometimes they would be on bikes. They would stop and they would ask if we needed help. And in America, not a lot of people do that. We kind of just go our own way. But in Finns, they're really observant people. And they notice if someone needs help. And we always appreciate it when they did that.
Okay, so the biggest difference between American people and Finnish people is that Finnish people are very quiet. Very quiet. Whereas if you were in a public space or like on a bus in America, you'd probably have lots of people talking to each other, trying to chat to each other. In Finland, in public, you don't talk to strangers very often. They value privacy very highly. Finns are so polite. They're so nice. If you come to them and you are open and genuine, that will help you get under like the bubble that they put around themselves. And then once you get to know a Finn, they're your friend forever, which is really nice. They're very, very loyal, very kind, very considerate. It'll just be different because they're quiet to you until they get to know you. It's okay for you to be happy and open with people. Just know that it might take a little bit longer for a Finnish person to be that way with you.
People are very traditional. They have, honestly, and they're very ordered, and generally very ordered, and have like a set of rules or things they live by and they do that they have always been doing. When you meet a Finnish person, a common thing to do is you always give them a handshake and a nod, not like a full body, a nod, and they usually will tell you, you always say your name. Sometimes they'll say the last name, then first name, or just your first name. It's very common, and that's how you learn people's names. And you need to remember their names. I mean, obviously in any kind of culture, it's sort of rude to forget their name. In America, we always ask people their names and forget 2 seconds later. And so that's what I do. And so that's one thing as far as etiquette, you could say. As you're eating the food, fork in the left hand, knife in the right. And you keep it like that the whole time. In America, we do it a little differently. You usually cut it with the right hand, and then you place the knife down, put the fork in the right, and then you eat it. In Finland, it's way different. You very rarely will you eat anything with your hands. It's dirty. When you walk into someone's home, you will always take your shoes off, no matter what. They don't have carpets. They all have hardwood floors. But it is, if you wear your shoes inside the home, it's very disrespectful. I ended up getting zip-on boots. Because you go into the home, zip them off, you take everything off, you put it on like the racks and everything, and they're very nice. They'll come take it off for you or help you, assist you, and that kind of stuff. But you want to make sure you're on top of that and you don't be disrespectful, because they will not tell you you're being disrespectful, and Finns are too nice to do that. And so you take off your shoes, take off your clothing, like your outer clothing, not your clothing. They have a very high appreciation for women in Finland, and they have, I mean, there's no like discrimination really. I think the current president is actually a woman right now, and so, or like the last president was, I can't remember, but they had a woman president recently. They have such a small amount of crime. It is like that. People are so honest and trustworthy. You leave your bike out unlocked for days and no one will take it. Like if you lose a scarf or something, or like a glove or a nice hat or anything, people will hang it up on a tree near where they found it on the ground instead of taking it. So people like are very honest, and they just don't like they're just very loving in that kind of way. And so it's such a very safe place. You don't have to worry about anything except for like being cold. Like besides that, it's just like there's no crazy bugs. Like you'll have mosquitoes during the winter time. During the summertime. And honestly, there's nothing else to really worry about. It's just a very safe place. Very clean, extremely clean. You'll learn how to recycle like crazy. There's nothing to worry about in Finland. As far as it goes, if you have any worries, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, it's cold, but that's not even that big of a problem. Like, you get over cold pretty easily. Like, I mean, you might go to places in the world where you're worried about being out late and someone's gonna rob you or something, but you don't have to worry about that in Finland. No one's ever gonna do that. I mean, maybe you might have like a drunk guy that's a little scary on the street, but that's about it, so...